Yo, what's going on? It's your man B Swift. Listen, today's episode features the young students from Indiana Black Expo's Performing Arts Academy, okay? You will be able to meet and see these students as they will also be participating in Indiana Black Expo's Youth Leadership Summit happening July 17th through the 19th at the Indiana Convention Center. The YLS is something your kid can get into as long as they're in 7th grade to 12th grade. Learn more at summercelebration.net. That's summercelebration.net. This episode is also sponsored by the 2026 IBX Youth Entrepreneur Series. Think big, start smart. Happening Tuesday and Wednesday, July 14th and 15th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. inside the Indiana Convention Center. Open to middle school and high school students, and it's absolutely free. This is your chance to launch your big ideas this summer and also be involved in a pitch fest with cash prizes. Learn more at summercelebration.net. Yo, what's going on? It's your man B Swift. Welcome to today's episode of B Swift's Guys Guide, powered by Eskenazi Health. Now, listen, Indiana Black Expo is happening, and we had a great idea that B Swift Guys Guide should be taken over. And who would it be taken over by? The kids and the students and the people who run Indiana Black Expo's Performing Arts Academy. Now, right now, I'm sitting down with somebody. If you know me, then you've heard me say it. This is one of my mentors, somebody who I talk to a lot. Someone who's given me enough game to help my career and to help me stay out of trouble, a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? Mr. Tony Lamont, how are you, sir?
Hey, my brother, how are you?
I'm good.
You know, first of all, thank you for doing your podcast with our students. It gives them the experience. They not only running the cameras, but doing the switching and things like that. So this experience is something that they'll be able to take and say, hey, I worked with B Swift. And that's a big deal.
That's how I felt, you know, when they be like, yo, you going to go do this with Tony Lamont. You mean I get to work with Tony? I'm down. Let's go, baby. But talk to me, because your legacy, we know it's a long list, from radio to television to being a teacher. You've installed into a lot of people. I tell people all the time, like, I used to go to school every day because Tony Lamont told me to go to school every day. And if I went to school every day, he would bring me this card where I would get free pizza and free this and free that. So I'm going to school because Tony Lamont said go to school. You know what I mean? And now you've taken your role from that side of it to pouring into the youth as a teacher at a public school as well as the IBEPAA. Why is that so important to you?
Well, I've been working with young adults pretty much my entire career. Someone told me that part of my responsibility in the position that I had was to give back. And for me, didn't have a lot of mentoring. I had a few people that really helped when I was growing up, but I realized how important mentorship is and how important leadership is. So in our program, a lot of times we teach not only the skill sets of a particular art form, but we're teaching them life. We're teaching them the skill set. So it's important to make sure that they understand the importance of who they are, and from a cultural standpoint, the importance of being what we are, and the responsibilities to our ancestors. And this generation is the most entrepreneurial, the most creative group that's out there. And so to be able to learn from them and also give them the knowledge that I have, there's nothing else I would want to do.
And I think that's fire, because when you, like you say, when it comes to entrepreneurial and you look at this, you've seen my daughter. She's already been trying to sell stuff since she was like 5 years old. And I'm like, what do you know about it? She's like, I don't know. I can take this and make money. Can we sell it? I'm like, cool. Or every day, I want to be a YouTuber. Can you record me? And I'm like, I got to find a class for you, because I can't record you. But you need to learn how to record yourself. And that's what you guys are doing over here, whether it's learning photography, videography. You have the music program, theater program, dance program. What, for you, for IBE, why was that so important, to give the youngsters an opportunity to explore different options?
Well, the good thing about the program is it's not just the art form. If you come throughout the year, the cohorts will give you an opportunity to get tutoring for schools. They help you from an educational standpoint, work with you with folks that will help you up your scores and things like that. So it's using the art forms as a catalyst to kind of elevate every other aspect of the educational process. So it was important to me to make sure that I learned as much as I could and then learn more. I mean, like right now, AI is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And it's taking over a lot of stuff in our industry. It's taking over a lot of stuff. But I'm not afraid of it, and I'm trying to make sure that my students aren't afraid of it, and the adults that are looking at this aren't afraid, because it lives, and we want to make sure that the tools that we learn are going to continue us in the future. So it's just important to make sure that we're always elevating. We're always taking ourselves to the next level. And these young people, they're amazing. I mean, they really are something else. I mean, the energy that they have, first of all, and when they get set on something, they're set and they work on it really, really hard. So a lot of people may be, thinking that they're distracted by so many other things. But the one thing I do know that they do, when they're locked in and they're focused in, they're unstoppable.
Now, I want to ask you this, because I've noticed when a lot of them came up here, a lot of them were secluded to themselves, right? And I know me and you've talked over the years about the introvertness, the shyness, the speech impediment side that you went through to get where you are. And people are like, yeah, right. I'm like, yeah. Like, if you listen to Tony's story, or you ask me, am I scared when I walk into a room and I'm about to host a fever game with 16,000 people? They're like, no way you're scared. You do this every day. How hard was it for you to help them come out of those boxes? Or could you just, because you've been in that situation, was it easier for you to give them advice?
I use my example and my experience of the things that I went through, like you said, the speech impediment, learning disability, special education, being introverted. All of those things, I use them as the tools that they are, because if I say, well, I can't really tell them what happened to me and who I am and what I went through, then I'm really depriving them of understanding that it doesn't matter where they're from, what they go through, or how they do it, they can be successful. I mean, if you would have told me that I had all that stuff going on, especially the speech impediment, and having a problem speaking, if you would have told me I'd be making a living speaking back then, I would have said, you out your mind. But that's what I've done. Made my living speaking and learning and growing. And just like you, we practice what we do.
Yeah.
The fundamentals are always important. And that's the other thing. We try to make sure that the students understand that they have to learn the fundamentals of everything that they're doing before they can expand on anything else. And that's extremely important.
And I think people don't understand that, because I'll never forget something you told me, and I did it for so long, and I still do it to this day. Early in the game, you was like, grab a newspaper and read it out loud every day. Like, read it, get comfortable, because you're going to come in here, you're going to read scripts. They're going to stick scripts in front of you and need something right back in 32 seconds. You're going to be on stage, and they're going to give you a script. So prepare yourself at reading out loud in front. And for a long time, I would take the newspaper and read out loud. And my people were like, why are you doing that? Because Tony Lamont told me. And it's going to help me. And now it's like, wherever I go, somebody be like, you just read that like you've had it for a month. I just gave it to you. I'm like, right. Yeah, I kind of practice, like, still to this day.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and all I did was pass on something that was passed on to me, the late, phenomenal Amos Brown. I remember when I went into WTLC for the first time as a teenager, and I tried to get a job on the radio, and I went in there, kind of green and going, hey, I'm here and I want to find out. And so Amos, we were in the conference room at 2126 North Meridian, and Amos gave me a newspaper, and he gave me the newspaper, and I said, he said, I want you to read this right here like it's a commercial. And Amos could be blunt. He said, you're not ready, you can't read. Now, I could read, but not in the context of making it sound. I sounded like I was reading.
Right.
Versus reading and sounding like I'm speaking. And so I told you what I worked on every day. I still do to this day.
To this day.
Yeah. I read all the time. I go over copy all the time. I practice all the time. When I ended up having Bell's palsy, I had to learn how to articulate and speak again, because side of my mouth didn't work. So I have to continue doing that on a regular basis so that my speech doesn't get lazy and that my articulation is very important. And I think the one thing that I want to make sure, Swift, and you're excellent at this, in the context of when you have a responsibility of representation, you take your brand and you take who you're representing very, very seriously. And so we're teaching a lot of these young people about brand because they are their brand.
They're the brand.
They're the brand. And so if they know that they have a responsibility with their brand, which now represents not only them, especially high school athletes right now, you can actually be a high school athlete and get paid as a high school athlete, but they're not going to pay you if your brand is terrible.
Yeah.
Or you got some on social media. I even say that to my students, you know, if you got some, take it down. You know, don't share this, don't share that. Because I want them to understand what they have the potential of being and what they have the potential of doing.
And, you know, with the brand piece, I think a part of that is my parents.
Oh, man.
I shout out to my mom and my dad.
Yeah, man.
I look at my brand like it's my parents. Like, everything I do, yeah, it represents me, but it represents them. So if I go out and post something crazy, somebody going to say something to me, but they really going to call my mama.
Right.
And my mama going to call me.
Right.
And she going to be talking crazy. So now it took a long time to understand that. So I make sure whatever I post, I don't get a phone call from that crazy lady calling me, yelling at me. Like, I don't need, like, my dad would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But she'd be like, why did you post that? The pastor called me. You shouldn't be posting that. And I just, that's how I look at it, right? And it comes from conversations like you. And I tell people, you don't realize how important your brand is till you lose some money. Till you lose some money.
Yeah.
Twitter cost me a contract that I wish I could get back. And so, you know, and thanks to you, like, I think we've had a lot of great conversations about brand, all over the years, and growing the brand and what's next for the brand and how do you grow the brand even more. So I appreciate those conversations because a lot of people don't have those and take the time to explain how important it is. Like you say, in today's time, as an athlete, you can get paid today. In today's time as athletes, like, shout out to Jeff Teague. I was watching an interview he did, and he talked about the draft process because we got a little kid from Pike that just got drafted. Shout out to Ryan Conwell. He talked about how during that process, teams was calling teachers and, like, kids from, like, the 4th grade, like, asking about who he was and how he was. And he was like, bro, I'm glad I wasn't crazy.
Yes.
Because that could have ruined my opportunities.
Absolutely.
So I think, you know, I as anybody's watching, understand that your brand is very important. And like I say, as an OG, I appreciate you for always helping me with that side of it.
Well, I'm gonna take the time to compliment you on this. The one thing that I love about you, and I love you for, and this comes from your parents, but you always listen, and it doesn't matter who's speaking. You pay attention to what's being said because, and I tell people this all the time, listen to what's being said, throw away the things you can't use and hold on to the things that you can, but you don't know what you're going to be able to use unless you're listening to the entire conversation. And we over the years, we've spent hundreds of hours just talking. And to watch you do what you're doing now, it's exactly what we talked about. I mean, hey, Swift, what I need for you to do is I need for you to get into the schools.
Listen.
I need for you to go into the schools. I need you to talk to people. Because you're going to represent not only the school, but the child's going to go back and say, B. Swift was at my school. And then now you got the parents. And all of those things are going full circle. So now what we're trying to get these students to understand is these relationships. Like these students right now that came up here have now a relationship that they can say that they had an interaction with you.
Yep.
And I tell the students all the time, you never know who is going to be in your corner and who can influence other people or be an influencer for you so you can lift yourself up because they're going to support you. And so just having that interaction. So again, I really appreciate you taking the time with your podcast and coming and kind of sharing everything about what the Performing Arts Academy is and what Indiana Black Expo is continuing to do, because this program goes almost not 12 months out of the year. We take 3 months off. So, but at that point, we got a fall, we got a winter, we got a spring, and yes, we have a summer, but there are weeks off that they get. Like the summer is like 5 weeks, but we got 12 weeks, the other cohorts pretty much. So it takes a lot of dedication with these students, and they make the time, take the time to get the valuable lessons necessary to become valuable.
And that's important, and that's why I believe it is. As I was around when this kicked off, the very first one is I helped put together something for the music side of it when we first did this, and we did it was a live stream. We did a whole live stream with multiple artists that came in, and I was honored to be a part because I knew how big this was going to be. Right. I knew how important for the community that this was going to be, and it continues to be. So I think it was only right for me to use the platform that I've been given to help bring awareness to it, because it needs to be more people in this. Like, I really want Germany to sign up for this if I can get her not to go to California for the summer. Gotcha.
You
know what I mean? Because she wants YouTube, and you want to, this is the perfect program. You got to learn how to work the camera. You got to learn how to edit, because I'm not doing your editing, kid. Like, this is perfect for you. Go learn from Mr. Lamont and Mr. French and the others that are here. So as parents, you're out there watching. As the youngsters, you're out there watching. Please invest some time into the IBE Performing Arts Academy. They can go to IBE.com, right, to IndianaBlackExpo.com.
IndianaBlackExpo.com.
And that's where you can sign up. You can find about the cohorts. You can find out when they're happening. Find out about the age limit, because there is an age limit, right?
Yeah, it's basically we have taken fifth graders up until seniors in high school.
Okay.
But I think it's like 10 to 18 or something like that. So it's a broad range. The good thing about it is this. If you're a mature young person, you're going to do well. If you're an immature older student, you're going to not do as well.
Yeah.
So it's all really about the maturity and the level of interest that the student has. But what we're finding out is, in most cases, if they stick with it, that maturity happens because it's essential for them to be successful. And Maquiba Reese, who was the new director of the Performing Arts Academy, is doing a phenomenal job getting the students, especially in the summer cohort, to go all over the place and do all kinds of things. I think they've gone to the Children's Museum, they've gone to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a little bit of everything. They're out and about, besides doing the things here, because it is very experiential. The one thing we do know is that until you leave where you live, you don't know what living really looks like.
Ooh-wee. That is a word.
Yeah.
That people don't get until they leave.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, again, I thank you. I thank your students for being a part of this. IndianaBlackExpo.com is the place to sign up. Does it cost?
Oh, no. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah.
It's absolutely free.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
All this knowledge from people that are in the industry, you get for free. So please sign your 5th grader to 18-year-old up to be a part of this. IndianaBlackExpo.com. Do you know when the next cohort starts?
After the summer cohort, we'll take a break, and then we will start the fall cohort. That normally starts in September.
Okay.
Because we try to give them the opportunity to go ahead and get in school and get school started. But then right after that, it'll start up and it'll continue.
All right, so make sure you sign up. IndianaBlackExpo.com. Check it out. Come out this weekend to the Indiana Black Expo inside the Convention Center, where you'll get a chance to meet them as well as the instructors to see what goes on and learn more about it. If you got questions, if your youngster got questions, this is the perfect time to bring them to ask not only the faculty of the building, but also the participants that's in the program, because they'll be there and they can tell their truths from their side of what they like and what they don't like, which I think is even dope. Like, that's the part that I love, because I can ask you, but I can talk to him or her, and they can also tell me why they enjoy it and what makes it fun. So, again, thank y'all for being a part of Guys Guide. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem. That's it. That's another episode of B Swift's Guys Guide, powered by Eskenazi Health, live from Indiana Black Expo's headquarters. We'll see you at the Indiana Black Expo this weekend, having a good time.